Jong-un. Joining me to discuss, Fox News strategic analyst, Lieutenant Colonel Ralph Peters. Colonel, she's over there in Beijing, of all places, attacking our president and criticizing him for his handling of Kim Jong-un. Certainly inappropriate. We can get to that in a second. But first, your reaction to this news that Kim Jong-un has fired another ballistic missile.
Well, that has a couple parts to it. First of all, we do need to wait until the technical data comes in so we learn if it was a real intercontinental ballistic missile test that may have advanced their program, or if it was Kim just doing a shorter range act of defiance. Now, some Japanese sources claim the missile already did a belly flop in the ocean and wasn't a big deal. We'll see. But I think something that people are missing is that he had to do something. North Korea in the last few weeks has gotten such bad global publicity because of the film of the defector coming across the DMZ, the revelations about this soldier, North Korean soldier, who was one of their elite, one of the pampered elite, was riddled with roundworms and multiple diseases. And so I think this was an act of defiance, and Kim showing he's still in the game.
So turning now to Mrs. Clinton, former Secretary of State, and I know you're not impressed by this new rhetoric out of her, latest rhetoric, I should say. Your thoughts?
2 points. First, it's a critical art in life to know when to get off stage. I hope I have the grace to realize that myself. But Mrs. Clinton, I mean, she's behaving like an aging diva, like Norma Desmond in Sunset Boulevard. She can't let go. She can't get off stage. She's living in past glories. And to mix my metaphors, she's turning into the nasty, nagging know-it-all aunt that nobody wants at the holiday dinner table. It's time for her to just, no more Clintons, thanks. We had it. You had your shot. Go, leave.
She had her shot. And by the way, any problem that we're dealing with right now on the North Korea front, isn't that thanks in part to Hillary Clinton, who was Secretary of State, in part to her husband, who allowed Kim Jong-un to basically be as powerful as he is today? And there's plenty of blame to go around, so I won't put it all on Bill Clinton, but he's part of that. And then, of course, Barack Obama.
Yes, indeed. You're certainly right. And in this particular case, the second point about Hillary's terrible judgment, to put it kindly, in Beijing, is that it was just ethically wrong for her, as a former presidential candidate, former Secretary of State, to go to Beijing and criticize one of President Trump's policies that's actually working, to a degree at least, his tougher stance on North Korea, his willingness to take somewhat tougher steps toward China. But even if she were 100% right, you don't do it. In her position, you don't go to a hostile capital, and Beijing is a hostile capital, and criticize your president's policy. And by the way, she just let President Xi off the hook by saying, oh, China's got to back off on this, stop talking tough, or we'll have nuclear war. And then she also gave an easy pass to Kim Jong-un.
All right.
Bad,
Hang tight,
bad.
Colonel.